Bowling finishes fourth.
And cross country is historic in Madison.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm John Ostapowicz alongside Bryce Knoll, and it is great to be back here. Bryce, it's been a while for you, about a month now.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
There's been some great sports going on here this past weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. You just mentioned here in the open, bowling actually is doing very well as they were just in Stephen F. Austin, but cross country seems to catch my eye as they posted a historic performance in Madison.
Yeah, and there was another performance here at the Stambaugh Stadium, and it wasn't really a sight to be seen here as the Youngstown State football team. And after 2 road games to start the season, the men's basketball team as well, they also fell short. On the road, 2 of those games, the men's basketball team were able to return home to the Beagley Center this past Monday, but not before a trip to Ann Arbor, Michigan for a matchup with the Wolverines. The Penguins traveled to the Chrysler Center on November 10th to face Michigan. The Penguins kept the score close through 8 minutes with an 18-15 score, but the Wolverines would go on a 10-0 run, followed by a 17-3 run, and would go up by double digits for the rest of the contest. Michigan would go on to win the game 92-62. The leading scorer for the Penguins was 5th-year guard Bryson Langdon, who finished with 15 points along with 3 assists. YSU would then return home to the Beagley Center to take on Ohio Christian University on November 13th. The Penguins came out of the locker room on fire in the matchup, shooting 58% from the field in the first half, including 53% from beyond the arc after a 48-32 halftime lead. YSU would go on to get their first win of the season over Ohio Christian, 99-71. Senior guard Brandon Rush had an electric showing, going 10 of 18 from the field, all from 3-point range. Rush finished the matchup with a game-high 32 points. He also tallied 3 assists and 4 rebounds. The Penguins will continue their 3-game home stretch on November 17th, where they'll take on Utah Tech in the Beagley Center. You can watch that game live on ESPN Plus or view live stats at ysusports.com.
The Youngstown State women's basketball team got off to a good start to their campaign by beating Xavier and Slippery Rock. In their first game of the season last Wednesday against Xavier, 5th-year Emily Saunders showed why she will be a dominant force this year. This is Saunders' first year as a starter for YSU. She made most out of her first start as she made 10 out of 15 field goal attempts, going for 20 points. On top of that, she also had 14 rebounds. She had more rebounds and scored more points than ever before in her collegiate basketball career. She recorded her first double-double in that contest. Senior Malia Magestro scored 14 points during that, and the locker room was thrilled when Youngstown State beat a Big East team for the first time since the 2012 season. Xavier would lose 55-41 to the Penguins, and acting head coach John Nicolais got his first win. The Gwins beat Slippery Rock 78-32 on Saturday. YSU made 71.4% of their shots in the first half and 13 of its last 15 shots, beating SRU in the last few minutes. After coming off the bench, junior Haley Thierry led the guards with points as she scored 12. 5th-year Dina Gerals led the way with assists and scored 11 points. YSU ended the game going 20 for 26 from the floor. In an attempt to improve to 3-0 on the year, Youngstown State will face MAC foe Western Michigan on Thursday at 5 p.m. at the Beagley Center.
Now for more on the women's basketball season, let's send it over to Caleb Ellison and Dylan Lux at the round table.
Thank you very much. Caleb Ellison here alongside Dylan Lux. And Dylan, one of us is going to have to change, but I really hope it's not our women's basketball team because they have been great to start the season, a 2-0 record.
And a bit of a coaching change for them, but not a change. Definitely don't want to change the record. 2-0 to start the season, and a bit of a new leaf has been turned under Coach John Nicolais. But, one thing, again, you don't want to change is how the team has been doing. And there's a bit of, there's some new things happening on the team, and one of those is a new addition to the starting lineup.
Absolutely. With Lily Britz graduating, I really think of Moneyball. You can't replace Jason Giambi, but you can recreate the production. That's what we've seen from Emily Saunders in the starting lineup down in the post. She's been great against Xavier. She recorded a double-double of 20 points and 14 rebounds. 22 points against Slippery Rock, perfect from the free throw line. She's been great in the post in that starting role. And then also we're going to look at Lindsay Leonard coming off the bench here. She had a good game against Slippery Rock, scoring 9 points in 16 minutes. And so being able to recreate some scoring, some offense down there in the paint, really a huge asset for this team.
And one of the points of emphasis from Nicolais was to get some players off the bench and provide a spark for the team, and that's exactly what they've been doing, especially with players like Leonard. She's done great as like a bit of a sixth man for the team this year. And Saunders, can't say enough about her. Horizon League Player of the Week for the first week of the season. It's a Penguin. That's amazing. Multiple blocks to start the year as well. The only thing that Nicolais wanted to talk about in the start of the year was the 21 turnovers that they had in their opening matchup. Just a number that they hope to improve on, but nothing that can't be changed in the few coming weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, with the turnovers, that's going to happen as you're plugging in new pieces for this team. We saw another new starter against Xavier, Shaylee Kirby, stepping up. Not someone we really saw in that starting role last season, but she's been doing a good job. And then all around the perimeter, we see more of those familiar faces: Maddie Albaugh, Malia Magestro, Paige Shai, Dina Gerals. All people we're used to seeing. And Magestro especially, she is finding her stride once again beyond the arc. 6 for 11 so far this season.
And the team shooting has been stellar. In their last game against Slippery Rock, 71% in the first half, including an 88% mark in the second quarter. That gave a 27-point lead at halftime before they pulled away and won 78-32 to start the season 2-0, 58% from the field by the end of that game. Some great shooting from the Penguins, and if this can continue, we are going to be a tough Horizon League team to stop. I mean, in a tough Horizon League conference, Caleb.
I mean, speaking of Horizon League, all of the teams have started getting into their season. Detroit Mercy has played 3 games, everyone else just 2 overall. And when it comes to these small sample Horizon League stats, YSU has proven very well. They have allowed the fewest points out of all teams in the conference, have a home court advantage of the second highest average home attendance per game, only behind Green Bay. And then Emily Saunders, we talked about her earlier, she is making her presence known on the leaderboard. 3rd in overall scoring of 42 points, 1st in rebounds per game, and 1st in field goal percentage.
Awesome home stats, and that home streak is going to continue this upcoming week with Western Michigan coming to the Bigley Center November 16th. Like another home game, a huge chance to start the season 3-0 under a new head coach with Barnes' absence. So it's going to be an exciting rest of the season for the women's basketball team.
Oh, for sure. Remember, that is Thursday night at the Bigley Center. Come on out, support your Lady Penguins as they try to make it 3-0. That's all the time we have here at the Roundtable today. I've been Caleb Ellison.
And I've been Dylan Lux.
Bryce and John, back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. This past Saturday, the YSU football team played host to the #1 ranked and defending national champions, the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. It would turn out to be a rough afternoon for the Gwens as they were defeated 34-0. Despite the tough going, Max Tomczak was a promising link for the Penguins as he snagged 5 catches for 57 yards. Youngstown State ends the year 6-4 and 4-3 in the MVFC. They will hit the road this Saturday when they take on Murray State. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. and you can stream the game live on ESPN Plus or listen to it on 570 WKBN.
The Youngstown State volleyball team celebrated senior night and earned a 3-set victory against Robert Morris this past Friday with scores of 25-19, 25-15, and 25-15. Senior Josie Borum had 17 assists, 9 digs, and 8 kills. Senior Elise Moeller earned 9 digs, 9 kills, and 3 blocks. And senior Kylie Mitchell had 4 kills and 4 blocks, as well as sophomore Abby Householder with 3 aces, 13 kills, and 15 digs. For more updates on the Youngstown State volleyball team, go to ysusports.com.
The cross-country teams for men and women got back to work last Friday when they raced in the highly anticipated NCAA Great Lakes Regional Championships. On the men's side, senior Hunter Christopher set a new school record in the 10K with a time of 30 minutes, 23 points, and 9 seconds. This was the first time in the history of the program that Youngstown State finished in the top 10 at the Great Lakes Regionals, where they came in 9th overall. In the 6K race, senior Alyssa Deeds came in first for the Gwens with a time of 22 minutes and 41.7 seconds. Good enough for 127th place. Best of luck to the YSU cross-country teams for the rest of the season. We look forward to seeing you all again next year, and you can keep up with the cross-country teams during the off-season by following them on X at YSU Track and Field.
The Youngstown State University bowling teams hit the lanes from November 10th through the 12th at the Stephen F. Austin hosted Lady Jack Classic. To start day one, the Penguins defeated the second-ranked Arkansas State and ninth-ranked Maryville as the team totaled 5,098 pins over 5 Baker matches. Over a 2-day span, the Youngstown State finished 8-2, while senior Madison Marks became the team's third straight MVP as she recorded a 5-game set of 1,144 to win the title by 7 pins. Going into day 3, the Penguins were in 4th place, beating Arkansas State and Maryville, but falling short to Nebraska 3 sets to 2. The bowling team is back in action from November 17th through the 19th at the Eastern Shore Hawk Classic. To watch the upcoming matches, visit the YSU Athletics YouTube page.
The YSU women's tennis team finished its fall season on the West Coast last weekend, competing in the CSUN Fall Invitational in Northridge, California. The Penguins competed against 6 different schools over 3 days. The only doubles to win from the weekend came from the team of senior Eleanor Beasley and sophomore Linya Grayling. YSU was impressive in singles play, winning a total of 10 singles matches. Penguins that won multiple singles matches included Beasling, junior Julia Marco, freshman Lorena Sidno, and freshman Yesna Overchova. The tennis team will hibernate for the winter and prepare for the spring season. For updates on the team during the offseason, visit ysusports.com.
And now it's time to send it over to our very own Noah Ricks with this week's Penguin Player of the Week. Noah?
Thanks, guys. And for this week's Play of the Week, it will be the basketball team. Brandon Rush with his alley-oop to John Lovelace Jr. And we are going to take a close look at this footage. Bam! There he goes, takes it home, and a nice throw up in the air, and the nice finish, the Tomahawk Jam by Lovelace Jr. And we like to congratulate both Brandon Rush and John Lovelace Jr. for this week's Penguin Play of the Week. Guys, back over to you.
Thanks, Noah, and that'll be just about it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. You can follow us on both of our social medias at Penguin Rundown 1 on X and Instagram. And for live stats, news, scores, and more, you can always head over to ysusports.com. I've been Bryce Noel.
And I'm John Ostapowicz.
And as always, stay safe, Penguin Nation.